Hey guys, welcome back. Tonight, we've got a fascinating Reddit story that I think you'll enjoy. Put your headphones on, get comfortable, and relax while we take a drive through the city.
Never wave at the statue in the graveyard. Every day as I drove my son to school, we passed a cemetery. On the edge of the cemetery was a statue of a smiling boy facing the road. The statue's hand was outstretched, as if it were waving at cars. Every time we drove by, we would wave back at the boy. It became a morning tradition, until it waved back. "Wave to the boy, Daddy," my son would say as we passed. As I did, my son would always smile and laugh. Some mornings, we turned our morning wave into a game of rock, paper, scissors. The statue would always pick paper, and we laughed when we won. That, though, all one morning, as we drove past the cemetery, my son had his head buried deep inside his tablet, playing some kind of game. As we got close to the cemetery, the traffic started to slow down. "Charlie, don't forget to wave at the boy." Without lifting his eyes from the screen, he shook his hand at the frozen boy. Traffic came to a stop, and I looked at my son playing on his tablet. God, growing up so fast. Soon I will be driving him to college. I looked at the statue of the boy and wondered, will we still wave at you when we go to college? I raised my hand to play rock, paper, scissors. As I shot scissors, I couldn't believe my eyes. I lost before I could take in what had just happened. The sound of a car horn came blasting from behind me. The road was clear to move. I panicked and hit the gas. Was I starting to lose my mind? Did I really just lose a game of rock, paper, scissors to a statue? I asked my son, "Did you see the statue move, Charlie?" He slowly took his eyes away from his tablet and sighed. "Don't be silly, Daddy, statues can't move." He then went back to his game. I smiled and looked back at the road. "Yeah, you're right, buddy, only messing with you." When we arrived at school, he jumped out of the car. I thought to myself, I need to get some more sleep, starting to see things for Christ's sake. That evening, when I picked up Charlie, he got in the car and told me, "My legs hurt." I asked him if he played any sports that day. He then listed so many sports, just hearing them made me want to lie down. "Well, of course your legs hurt. You are tired. That's what happens when you play too much sports. Just relax tonight, and in a couple of days you will be fine." But for the next week, he kept saying his legs ached. He complained so much that we took him to the doctors to get it checked out. "His skin is so hard, and his muscles, they shouldn't be this large and thick," the man in the white coat said as he poked and prodded him. They took scans and ran tests. Finally, after he typed everything into the computer, he came back with one diagnosis. "It appears your son has hypertonia. Nasty thing. His central nervous system is damaged. His muscles are much tighter and harder than a normal child of his age. He is going to need medication and occupational therapy. Now, at the moment, with the correct treatment, he should be able to live a fairly normal life. It's unlikely he will grow up to become an athlete, but he can still live a perfectly normal life if we maintain it correctly. But he is likely going to experience some level of pain for the rest of his life." As I drove home, I wasn't sure what to think. My poor son was going to be in pain for the rest of his life. I kept trying to try myself. It could have been worse. Thousands of parents every year walk into doctors' offices and hear far worse news than this. As we drove past the cemetery, something caught my eye. The statue's arm. Was it always that height before? "Dad, can I still play football?" My mind went back to my son. "Of course you can still play football, son. We just have to make sure we do the stretches the doctor said and take your medicine." "Okay, great." He smiled as he looked out the window, not understanding what the rest of his life was going to look like. Over the next few weeks, he started going to occupational therapy, but his muscles didn't get better. If anything, they started getting worse, and his skin started to lose its joyful color and turn pale. We took him to doctor after doctor, but no one could understand. One of the worst cases of hypertonia we have seen. They kept saying his muscles were getting so tight that he could barely walk. Every step was agony for him. The occupational therapy lessons got worse and worse. They sounded like a torture session. Every massage, every stretch sent tears down his face. His muscles couldn't take it anymore. Eventually, he had to use a wheelchair to get around. At first, he loved his electric chair, racing his friends at school in it. But it didn't take long for him to see what a prison it was. Day by day, he slowly got worse. A year after the first diagnosis, We heard those words no parent wants to hear. There is nothing more we can do for him. All we can do is try to manage the pain. His muscles were so tight he could barely breathe. A week after, the doctors wrote him off. We were driving to see a specialist. There was a trial in Europe that could maybe save his life. As we went past the statue for the final time, my son used what little strength he had to talk. "Wave in the statue," he gingerly said, using the might of a lion to raise his arm. I looked at the statue, trying not to burst into tears, and my heart stopped. The statue's smile got bigger as it jumped from its stand. It waved at us and ran down the road, its skin turning from its normal gray to healthy pink. "Did you see that, Charlie? The statue. It moved." My son didn't reply. He was frozen. His skin was gray and the life had left his eyes. I rushed to the hospital, hoping I wasn't too late to save him. But it was too late. He was gone. I told the doctors about the statue, but no one believes me. I don't know how, but it stole my son's life. They all think I have depression. I know what I saw. I write this message as a warning to other parents. Never let your children wave at a statue. You never know when it will wave back.